All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're just jumping right in here. I do appreciate the person that sent this over to me. There's always my information in the description below if you guys want to email me some information or UFO stuff or photos. But this article says UFO in Myrtle Beach, and this is actually recent. And I'm actually thinking I may take a trip down there to check this out, because once I read this article, there's actually a link. I'll put that in the description below too. It's not too far from Georgia, so I may end up taking a trip down there to kind of see what's going on in a couple of weeks. We'll see. I may do it this weekend, I don't know. But anyway, let me go ahead, let me pull this article up for you guys and read this off to you, because it's actually pretty interesting. All right, and here is the article. It says UFOs in Myrtle Beach. It says Horry County sees high number of reported sightings above tourist town. Now, that's actually not too far from Georgia, so I may, like I said, take a trip down here to check this out. And I know the news article that you guys saw had this Ferris wheel there, and people were kind of cracking jokes saying they saw a Ferris wheel. Of course, you saw that in there, and no one actually got a picture of it, but it says here, Myrtle Beach, when 44-year-old Angela Angel Williamson saw her first unidentified object on Thanksgiving in 2013, she was terrified. And then it goes into a quick description kind of what she saw here. But basically, she was working, as a supervisor, and then get down here. I'm not going to probably read the whole article. I'll leave a link in the description to this so you guys can go over there and check it out. It says, but that night she was waiting for her husband to bring over Thanksgiving dinner. Williamson spotted what she initially believed was a military plane flying very slow outward towards the city from the horizon. Now, real quick, remember Jeremy Corbell several months ago did show a video and had a quick snippet and an image, and you guys see that there of what appeared to be a triangular shaped object, what could have been a triangle shaped object based on the lights that flew over a military base, and somebody recorded it, and then that was like a couple years ago. So maybe this was the same thing she saw. I'm not 100% sure. But back to this article, it says she recalls the object was triangular shaped, bigger than a typical plane or Harrier jet, and that it had 3 lights on the bottom. Now, the one Corbell saw had more than like 3 lights on it. That looks kind of like the one from the Belgian incidents from the late 80s, early 90s and stuff. And I still personally believe that that image there is actually a legit UFO that somebody actually photographed. I think that they got to the person and said, hey, you faked this. This was faked. In my opinion, is if this person faked this, why didn't they do it again? They could not replicate it from, I remember, back in the 90s when that was being reported. But like I said, that's just me. That's my personal thoughts on that. You don't have to believe that. So anyway, it says it flew towards the city, then hovered in midair above the downtown hotel before directly ascending into the sky, similar to an elevator or a rising platform. Now, that has the same maneuvers as the one that happened in Belgium years ago, guys. I mean, that's what amazes me about this. That's the reason why I'm bringing this to you. If you watch an Unsolved Mysteries from years ago, they did cover this, and everybody that saw that object actually reported the same thing, and it had the same flight characteristics of what she saw here with this. So it goes in to talk about, what she talked about. Did she just see that, etc.? Laughing or pretending to hold one between her fingers, and I was so profound. It was such a profound thing that I was scared. I had anxiety for a week, and I could not sleep. Now I have to try to look up and try to do some more research to find out if what she's saying is true, because sometimes people can fabricate stuff and all that. So I haven't had a chance to go back and actually look her up over 10 years ago, see if something like this was reported. But I know you guys on my channel are good at doing investigative stuff. So if you go back and find something where she's saying is true and she actually did see this, if she reported it, that would actually be good. But now it says here, the same object returned that evening after her husband arrived. She said there was more of them. So it's more than one, which is the same thing, guys. I'm going to beat a dead horse with this, which happened with the Belgium incident. If I can recall everything that happened with it in the 90s with that, there was actually more than one. And that's the picture that you guys see there, is when it actually rose up above the trees, because they were focusing on one object, and then this other one happened to come up, and that's the photograph that they took that you see there. And that's why I said I don't believe that they actually created that, but that's just my opinion. So it says slowly drifting towards the city, then rising into the sky before disappearing. So that has, it has the same characteristics, guys. I just remember that episode so vividly in my mind from Unsolved Mysteries, because it just really amazed me. And this particular triangular object has those same characteristics. So going through the rest of the article, she kind of goes into some detail and stuff. I believe anything is possible. When you said, it's all I could think about. and I kept going over what are these things, etc. So she kind of goes into detail with it. And the article covers a couple of things, but it says a hotspot for UFO sightings, which I think I might actually take a trip here in the next week or two, or probably do it this month. So if you guys are interested in it, I may actually go down there for a weekend, get some leisure time. I probably won't see nothing because you know how it is when you go, but that'll be a nice little getaway for, you know, a day or two, go down to Myrtle Beach and chill and go out there late at night to see if I see something like this. Because, you know, if I see it, I'm putting it out here. I'm not going to be, well, I saw it and just tell a newspaper about it. I'm actually going to try to record it. I'll have a phone or two with me and some recording equipment. So if I do see something, you know, I can report it back to you guys. But I mean, it goes into a little bit more detail about a couple of things here. So I thought this was pretty interesting to share this with you guys. It says in Williamson's Facebook group, people share videos and photos of mysterious lights and orbs and objects in the sky spotted in the Myrtle Beach area. So I didn't see, unless I might have missed it, a link to her actual Facebook page. But if I find it after I go ahead and package this video and post it out there, I'll put a link in the description too. It says many share, and I actually may reach out to this group and see if they can either send me some of their photos and videos, or I'm going to start doing interviews, get some of them on the channel, show what they saw, maybe a video cliplet or snippet of what they have, or a photo, and then have them talk about it. Maybe get several of them out here. Like I said, I may actually go down to that area and try to get a contact with them and let them know that I do have this channel, because I think that's going to help them actually come together. And maybe we can start at least at a small area locally to have people start talking about UFOs. So that'd actually be pretty cool if I could start getting some of these groups and people together, and we can start reporting and submitting and showing stuff that we see out there. And I can actually put them out there so everybody can see it, not just here locally, but around the world. But anyway, it goes into other detail. I didn't mean to kind of drag that off. I'm kind of yapping here like we're going live, but it goes into other detail and stuff. But what's interesting is they show, you know, flight patterns of data of airplanes, follow a common north shore or north-south offshore route close enough, you know, to the coast to be visible. But it's pretty interesting if you start going through this article and looking at several other things in here. So I thought this was something that I want to put out for you guys to look at. Like I said, I could go in a lot more detail with this, but I think that if I put the article there and you guys can kind of read through it and see some of the information what I'm putting here, you know, besides the physical aspects that could be playing tricks on my eyes, is what she's saying. The idea of the Myrtle Beach is a UFO hotspot. So if you guys are in that area or not too far there, maybe we can all just meet up there. If a couple people are local, we can maybe determine a date and all meet up there and maybe just go live and shoot some videos and just meet to see if we actually see this. If this is a hotspot, that would actually be good for us to get down there. So it goes into, I didn't know this article was actually this long. It's my first time actually reading through everything of it, but it says this gets people looking at the sky who wouldn't normally care, wouldn't normally be engaged. There's another person talking. It primes people to interpret things that they see as UFOs, which some people, when they first start seeing it, everything's a UFO. Yeah, this article is actually a little bit longer than I thought. So I'll put a link below in the description. I didn't see any photos or anything for this here. It just goes into a lot more detail with it and what she's talking about. But I was hoping that there would actually be like a photo or something like that, which there actually isn't. Or hoping she would say something else or something like that. But it goes into detail about a couple things. So I'll leave this in the description. Or I'll leave a link to this in the description below. And then I'll try to see if I can find her Facebook page as well and leave a link there to that. But you guys put down in the comments what you think about this. And I do appreciate the user that kind of shared this information with me. And if you guys ever want to share anything with me, there's an email address in the description. I see several people asking me on a daily basis, how do I get in contact with you? My email address is in the description. It's actually littlekingdombuilder@gmail.com. And you guys can always message me there, send me photos, send me videos and stuff. A couple things I've gotten, I've just had to kind of look at 2 or 3 times, and I'm still looking. I know some of you guys have sent me stuff, and I'm still looking at it to determine if it's actually a UFO or actually stuff to put out there. So don't worry, guys. I'm not ignoring some of the stuff that's out there. I just want to make sure that what you saw is actually unidentified and maybe not a tricking of a light or something like that. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends. If I find more information about this, I'll let you guys know. But once again, we're starting to get more disclosure and more information out here about UFOs. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next video.